everybody. Welcome back. We are here to do a little project, a little craft time. I haven't done craft stuff in a little bit. It's time to do some craft stuff, I think. And when I was going through all my mess down here, I found boxes of these toilet paper rolls. Okay, and I already had a bunch of them. Let me show you. Bunch of them all elasticed up because you got to flatten them. I even have some I painted black because I was going to do a Halloween one. And let me find a nice flat one. We'll do this one. And I don't have it anymore. At least I don't think so. I don't think it's up here. Let me show you. I don't have the particular one I was thinking of. I think I made it and sent it to my daughter. Anyway, I have two. One, somebody made for me, which is, it's a tag one. This is one. They made out of cardstock and it's just tags. And then there's one like this. I've already measured it. I already have them measured, so if you want to screenshot it, you can. Is this one that I made. Okay, this is a little Mickey Mouse one that I made using toilet paper rolls. And on this particular one, I didn't do a spine. I just punctured holes, made holes, let me show you, and put two rings, and they're decorated, but there's two rings here. There's two rings. So you can do it either way you want. But I thought it would be fun to, from start to finish, do a scrapbook. Now, this is going to be a long video. I'm going to try not to make it too long. I haven't made one in a while. I think this one was like, I don't know, 8-10 years ago. I don't know, it's a while ago. Anyway, so I thought I would at least get things started by what you need. Scissors, which I have over here. Scissors, a glue gun, which I've got turned on here. Score tape, or you could use glue, doesn't matter, you can use wet glue. For this particular thing, toilet paper rolls, and you want to clean off all the, the paper that's stuck on here, and you want to flatten them. You need 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would make a 12-page, front and back little book. And this is toilet paper, and I don't know what the size is of these. You can get whatever your toilet paper size is. These ones are 4 inches by like 2 and it's just over 2.5 inches. It's almost 2 and 7. What is it? Quarters. 3/4. 2 3/4. And so that's about it, but you're not going to cut your papers this size. You're going to cut your papers at least a 1/4 inch in, or an 1/8 inch in. I do 1/4 inch. So they're not going to be 4 inches when you cover them. They're going to be less than 4. It's like 3 and whatever. But depending on if you want the brown to show, you can paint these white. You can paint them black or whatever. This particular one, I'm going to leave this color. I'm just going to leave this color. So you need these flattened. I got an elastic around them, but I also have them around them like this, so they flatten better. And, like that, and put something heavy on them, so they're flat. Now, you can either leave them as a pocket, which is what I like to do. I like to have it as a pocket so you have more options to post pictures or put writing or whatever. So I don't usually seal them, only on one side. So you would, if you're going to use rings, you would, you know, you don't have to seal it because nothing's going to fall out. So you'd put two holes through all of it, okay? And you get, if you're going to do that, then you're going to need some of these. These are book rings, little book rings, and you can get these in different sizes, okay? So you can do that if you want to, but I thought I would make a cover. So you're going to need some cardstock. Well, this is, I consider this cardstock, and this other stuff, it says it's cardstock, but I think it's thinner than this, okay? So this is what you're going to use for your front and back covers and your spine, okay? And this is just extra pieces. I don't throw this stuff away unless it's teeny tiny, okay? And then you're going to need some of this sturdier stuff. I got this at Walmart, and it's just plain colored. It's thicker than paper, but they call it cardstock. It's craft thing, and this is what you're going to use to make your hinges. So you only need one piece. I don't have a scrap piece of this, so I'm going to put this aside. And then you're going to pick your papers. Now, this is just one drawer that I have that's full of like springy colors. And I thought I would do like a springy thing. You could get the 6x6 because these are small, so you don't need a big, huge piece. The only time you would need a big piece is when you do, when you cover your cover or whatever, you know, then you would need a bigger piece. So I've got this, I went through a yellow phase and I got all the yellows out of here, and I actually have a drawer dedicated just to yellow and black because I started the book but I haven't finished it. Everything for it is in a drawer. And then, you know, you just pick something pretty, you know, pick something. Like, I don't want to use that. I don't know if I want to use that. But I have a huge thing of, like, pretty papers. And these are really thin papers, which is okay for, like, your pages to decorate with. But I tend to like, or you can go with the theme, you know, if you want to do it red, pink and black. Bright pink colors, you know, the bright pink colors. Pick whatever you want. And I'm not really sure what, this would be pretty. And I could use up, these are definitely, why don't we do something with these, I guess. Do something with those. And let's see if I have more of that, because it's a thicker paper too, and it's double-sided. I would typically more or less use this for a tag that you would put in. So let me see if I have more of that kind. I probably do. It's just on the bottom of this. Front and back. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. I'm just looking, just checking to see what I've got. Nope, those are the only pieces that I have that are like that. So maybe I will use those as the inserts. and you need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in between that, you can make little folders or whatever you want with it. I'm just doing simple. So maybe there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I could get 5, 6. I could do. So now once you figure out what your text, I do things backwards. I figure out what I'm going to do for colors or whatnot, and then go find all the papers and then figure out what I'm going to do. So these are kind of like pastel-y colors. So now I want something to put on the inside, like that's going to kind of go with it, you know? So let's see what I got. Green. Well, let's why don't we use the DCW. Where's this paper stack? I don't know how old it is. I think it says 2011. So they have some pretty pages in here that might go with these. So let's just pick out. So you need 12 pieces. So you're just like, I don't, this is kind of dull colored. So let's, I'd like a yellow. I could find a yellow. That one's kind of pretty. Let's see. See, it would go with that yellow. Pink. There's pink. I kind of want to go with a solid color because then you can decorate it the way you want. You know, you could add, it's easier to add stuff. Alright, so I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. There's a purple. There's a purple. We'll do a purple. Kind of a lighter purpley color. There's a green. Oh, that one's cute. That one. Let's see what else. I don't like that color green. There's pink. 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 Let's do. I really like this one. I think it's really light. Or we could change it up all the way and not use these at all and do like have this as a cover, have this as a cover, and use all these colors. So we got the green. We got the green. There's no purple, so let's take the purple away. The other thing I was thinking of is just doing an all purple one. Is doing a purple, which would be pretty, but I'm thinking now maybe I'll do this and add the colors in there. That's more of a deeper orangey color. That color. Okay. Greens. Let's see. Well, we'll start with that. But it's coming all from the same paper pack. So why don't we go with that, and then we can move this off the desk. Okay. So we want to, all the hinges are going to be, let's see, I always do them, I think, an inch. How long do they need to be? An inch. And a half tall. So I'm going to make one. You need a pencil. So make sure you get a pencil. So not an inch and a half, but 2 inches, right? Yeah, 2 inches and a half. 2.5 inches. Okay. And I want them to be an inch wide. Because you're going to fold them in half, and that's going to make them a 1/2 inch. So now you need your cutter. Make sure you have a cutter. I don't know what mine is. I have a cutter. So we're just going to cut one long piece at an inch. At an inch, one long piece, and then you're going to cut them every 2.5 inches. So let's see, 2.5. So 2.5. Okay, and then we're going to score them in half. So cut a few of these, like 6, right? 6 of them. Oops. Okay, 2. And there, 2, 3. need to cut another one of these. That's an inch. No. How big is this? Yeah, an inch. An inch wide. Okay, and then we're going to cut them 2.5 inches long. Four, 5, 6. Okay, and then we're going to score these in half. So take your scoring tool, whichever you have, pencil, I have a bone folder, and you are going to do it in half. And so that they're cut in half, so they're split in half. Okay, so do that with all of these, and come back. I actually want my scoreboard. That works better. All right. Take the elastic off. And you're going to put score tape. I've got a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch here. You're going to need the 1/4 inch one, and you're going to put it on front and back. So you're going to need it on both sides. You could hot glue this too if you want, but why? So let's put the first one on. Okay, let's put the first one on. I think I'm doing this right. You could probably cover them first if you wanted to. Don't go all the way up to the line. Just go a little bit towards the line. You know where it folds. Okay. Now, I'm doing it this way, but you could do it on the outside part. On the outside part, and then you would have to cover all of these. I'm not doing it that way. We'll see if it works. Let's see if it works. Okay. kind of match them up. So now you have your little thing, okay? And, okay, yeah, that's what I think happens. You have to hook the next one in. So the first one, you can connect it. But the second one, don't take off the back piece yet. Don't take off that back piece yet. So let's see. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Let me. Okay, so this one would go in here, like that. Okay, yep, I think I am. Okay. So on this one, you don't put any on that side yet. So just put this one in. And glue it down. Okay, and then you're going to take this one and put I think it'd be easier to do it the other way, actually. And then the next one, you're gonna put the score tape on both sides because you're gonna use it. I'm just when you hook it in, you don't want to take off I know I'm doing this wrong, but take off one side where there's no stuff and put it inside here. Okay, and it's going to hook in. You got to put some score tape on this side. Okay, now you're going to put on your next hinge. So take off this side. Okay, and you didn't take off this one on this one because you got to put in the next hinge. Now you can take it off, and this is where it's going to get difficult because I have fingernails on, but I got a handy dandy little tool, my poker. You can hook your hinges on any way you want, but I think putting them on this way is harder to do. I'll show you what way I'm doing it the hard way, guys. Don't do it this way. Okay, that one's all done. The other way is way easier. Okay, so we're going to take off one side. Okay, and then we have the next one to put on right here. So the next one, the last one. Okay. And I put on the last one. There. So there is your hinges. Okay, that one was a little hard to do, but you can do them that way. I'm almost thinking to probably do it the other way, where you would take a hinge, and I'll show you, and just do the outside pieces. Okay, just do the outside and put it together like this. I'll show you. Okay, you're going to go up to the end. You're going to line it up with the end. To the end, okay? You're going to line it up so it looks like that, okay? And then you're going to take your next one and put it on top of here. And you're going to line it up like that. Okay, so then it looks like this. But then you have an opening here, okay, where if you had a bunch of them together, you could put, it's on the inside, so I wouldn't do that. I would score tape inside here to glue it shut, or use glue, hot glue. And then you'd have there. So whichever way you want to do it, it works out. This way is the quickest, doing it like this, and I didn't do it that way. I did it so they're all connected right here, you know, that way, which is fine, you know. So I'm going to take that off. Okay, now we want to figure out our covers. So, and you want it to be a little bit bigger than the whole thing. You want it to be bigger than the whole thing, all the way around. You know, you want it to be a little bigger. So, I think that's good. So, I'm just eyeballing it, guys. I would do it like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch all the way around. So I just put it on there and measured it, and we'll see how it looks. And just use a straight edge or whatever. And if I like the way this looks, see, you want it to be bigger, a little bigger. But it's not going to be on this edge because you're going to have to hook the spine to it. So it's a little bigger here. That way you can put a hole here and you can put a tie or whatever on there. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. Let's just cut 2 of them. We need 2 of them. And you want your spine to be the same size as your covers. So you're going to put this in the middle. So you're going to put it in the middle so you have, you know, or you can cut it down if you want, but you want this edge to be even. So, and I tend to do bulky. So I would even, so you have room, I would even make these hinges maybe a 1/2 inch bigger. So instead of a 1/2 inch, do a whole inch. And then you would, so that you have, so there's room, you know. So it'd be more of an accordion kind of thing. Okay, so now we want this to be the same size, height as the cover. So those are not tall enough. So, and we want the spine to be probably, how wide? Maybe 2 inches. How big is this? I'm eyeballing stuff, guys. So let's see. Oh, we'll do 1 inch. Okay, so we wanted it 1 inch. Wide. I'm going to make it a 2.5 inch. I mean 1.5 wide. And we want it to be this tall. So that tall and this wide. It's not going to be a big book. Okay. So now we can cut this. And you want to make sure that it's even. So now we have the cover and the spine. So now we want to hook these all together. So this is where this paper is going to come in handy. Or you could use your color paper, whatever you want to use. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use this. Hopefully it's big enough. It should be. Let's see. I've cut this down, so let's get another piece. I'll be right back. Okay. So, the paper wasn't long enough, so I had to hook it together. I had to hook it together, and it doesn't matter because the cover is going to get covered, so it's fine. So you want to put your score tape on your back, on one side of your cover and your spine. You want to put tape on one side like this, and then we are going to put it down on here, and you want to leave, like, I would say about a 1/2 inch on all sides when you do this. So let's put down, and I'll show you, and you're going to have like a little space. Okay, I am back. Okay, so you're going to have to fit your cover and your spine on a piece of paper, whichever paper you're going to use for your to hook it together. So I would get some of this craft paper. You can get I don't know, you can get this stuff, but like wrapping paper stuff or whatever, or your whatever you want to use for your cover. You can use your papers, but because this is longer, I had to hook it together right here. I have a short, so I had to put a piece right here. Now I'm going to recover this with something else. Okay, so you're gonna score tape your pieces on here, put them on here, glue them on, and then you're going to put more tape on top of that, okay? And then you are going to score down, okay, in the middle. It just makes it easier to, what you're gonna do is you're going to push this up, push it up on this side, and this side, push it up, okay, and push it up on the sides. So you're gonna, like, push it up, right? And then you're gonna kind of fold it, so you're going to get your little fold for your spine right there, okay? Now, you can kitty corner this if you want to. Like, cut the corners. Like you have, when you fold it this way and fold it this way, you have an X or a little corner right here. You can, you want to cut not quite on there, but to make it look, and it doesn't have to be fancy. I'm not doing it fancy. You can, but you don't want to cut it right down to the edge of the corner of the book. Okay, now you're going to put score tape on these pieces. Okay, you use a lot of score tape in this. Okay, I would do it right up close to the book itself, up to the edge, and then again on this side. Okay, And the same all the way around. Do it up against the where it folds in and on the edge. Okay, do that all the way around. This side's probably going to have 3 because it's bigger than the other side. Okay. Oops. This side. What about this side? Okay, so you got a white hot mess here. Now you're going to take this and you're going to glue it over, okay? But because you've already put score tape here, because you're going to make your inside cover, put your inside cover on. So I would just go around. It doesn't really matter if you do the long side or the short side first, whatever you prefer, but I would bring it up, bring these up, pull them up, you know, pull them up, fold them over. Don't take them all the way off, just enough so that they're out of the way. Okay, so we'll do this side. And you can actually decorate these corners if you want. You can see, so then these are out of the way. You can put them back after. I would take off the top one on across the big long side. I would take that off, and you're going to move your spine ones down. You can take all of them off if you want to, but I've learned that by doing this, if I have stuff on my desk or whatever, then it's not going to stick to whatever I have. So I just take it off. Okay, and then fold this one. Get it as tight as you can. I've noticed that I need to take another one off. Take the other one off and squeeze it down. Squeeze it down. You can, in the middle here, put a piece of score tape if you want to. I don't usually, and because there's tape on this, you know, so I don't usually. So let's get this side done. Just going to take off these last 2 because they're going to be in the way of the top one. So this whole book probably take you, if you have everything cut and everything, it won't take too long to put together. So we're just doing the put together part today, and I will do a part 2 with the decorating part, which is the fun part. Take those off, lift this up. So we've made the covers. We've put the spine, we've hooked these together. These are your pages. We've hooked the pages together. We've made the covers. If you're a perfectionist, you can measure if you want to. I think they come out really cute if you don't, you know. But that's up to you. If you want to measure, go ahead and measure, you know. Sometimes I do if I'm following somebody's book that I like and they have the instructions. I will write them down and cut them the way they say. But for me, the only thing that's measured is these. And that's the only thing that you have to. So just make sure you get that really tight down. I've already got a crinkle. Well, I did pretty good. Never fails. I usually get one little crinkle. So, never fails. So now you're gonna kind of fold it. So there's your cover. You're not even gonna see this, okay? You're not even gonna see it. So now decide what you want for the inside. For the inside. And I always clean as I go. Move everything as I go. I've decided that I want this for the inside. It's the polka dots, and I've already cut it to the size that I want it to be. And it's going to be like right up. Maybe I'll cut it down just a hair because I like the way that the brown kind of looks on the outskirts of it. So I'm just going to cut it down like 1/8 of an inch. Like 1/8. And we'll see if I like it then. It's not bad. See, like that. And you can cut it down a little more if you want more of it to show. Now I would take all of these off. Take all of these off. And you are going to add a couple around where you just folded everything. Or you can just put tape all across the back of this, whichever you prefer. But I think I'm just going to run a tape. Actually going to use the 1/2 inch one because it'll cover better. And just up against the very top. Up close to the top. Not, I'll show you in just a second. So just up close to the edge. Okay, now we're going to take all this white stuff off. Now, if you want to decorate edging for your inside cover, I would do that now. It's easier if you do it now. And I will show you what I do. I have all all kinds of different inks, but I tend to go with black with my stuff. Okay, so that's all ready to go. So I'm going to get out my, yeah, that's not good, it came off. Okay, my black, and just go around and just add a little, it makes it look antique-y, I think. You don't have to do this, but if you've got different color inks, you could do that if you want. I'm just going to add some black to it. And put this back on. I have gray and I have turquoise in these, but you can get all kinds of sponge things. And make sure when you got this, so the tape is there, I would start on one end, keep this close to you, and just line it up, because once you stick it down, you cannot lift it. And mine's going to have wrinkles in it. You want to do it the best you can. Now you can just undo one side and put one side in. Now you can score where your spine is. I kind of just fold it so it, see what I did? Like that. So I'm going to take my little handy dandy score tool and try to flatten it out if I can. Trying to flatten it out. Now, see up here, I have an excess. See that? So I'm going to have to go around with my scissors and trim it. So that's what I'm saying. Make sure I started out good. Then this happened. You got a water bubble. And now my black is not going to show, so I'm just going to trim this off. Not really a huge, big deal, but a little bit, because now I can decide if I want this to be my top or my bottom. I'm probably going to have it be my bottom because I messed it up. Okay, there we go. Here's my front. And you just because there's nothing in here yet, so you can decide what way you want what. And I would mark it how you want it. Because I wanted it upside down, alright, so I'm going to take my pencil and put front with an arrow, and this is the back with an arrow. So I just mark it, because you're going to cover it anyway. Okay, so that's what we did today, is these. Okay, so next is going to be, now this next part you'll probably measure for your spine, for your front, figure out what you want for the front. I'm thinking that I want to do this. And you're going to measure your front. I tend to just eyeball it, but I want the brown to show. So, or you can just cut it one big piece like we did here, and glue it on if you want. That way you have it on there correctly. You can do that if you want. To put this on your spine, you are going to, well, what I do is you kind of, and they're not going to be all even. If you did it the other way, it would be more even. But you're going to take a piece of, you're going to take your score tape, okay? You're going to take your score tape and you're going to put it across here, okay? And then you're going to line it up in the middle. And you can do this beforehand, is kind of stand up and eyeball it, kind of put it in the middle. And then glue it down. Okay, so let's do that real quick before I end. I am just going to put a piece of score tape on here. And I'm probably gonna mark it so I know where I want it. Okay, and then I'm going to put another piece right in between here. That way it's going to get double stuck. This one's a lot more work doing it this way than it is to punch holes through here and just put rings on. I mean, it's easier but not easier to do it that way. There's different ways you can do this, and there's plenty of tutorials online on how to do it. So now we have our book. There's our book. Now the fun part. Now the fun part. Okay guys, so that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's long, and stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to decorate. Okay, and after you have done yours, if you're going to decide to do one, comment down below that you did one. If you have a YouTube channel and you did it on YouTube, comment the link so I can go look at it. And then if you don't have one, send me an email at woodhouse1965@gmail, and so I can see them, so I can see how you came up with it. So yeah, so thanks for watching guys. We'll be back for the next part. Bye now.